Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hello Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone.
Let's talk Chiliz.
Yes, my first question for you today, Boris, is, what is Chiliz, and can you kind of dive into their project?
Chiliz is a cryptocurrency built on the Ethereum blockchain, and they're mainly working with sports and entertainment fans, especially sports and particularly football or soccer, if you prefer. And they're really trying to enable fans to participate in the life of, let's say, a football club. So they've signed up several of them. They have a marketplace called Socios, where people can trade fan tokens and trade NFTs, participate and influence decisions made in those clubs. Before Chiliz, it was very limited for fans to participate. The best they could do is buy a jersey from a team or buy some memorabilia from the team, but they had very little influence on what the team was going to do. Today, they change all that with Chiliz, where they can participate as much as choosing the next color of the jersey for the team, or maybe even participating in some lineup decisions, the starting lineup decisions for who's going to be playing for a game in particular, the name of stadiums, uniforms designs, and much more. The Socios, it's pretty much an app you put on your phone, and you can, it's built on the Chiliz sidechain infrastructure. So it operates a little bit like a mini Cosmos or a mini Polkadot, where you have the big blockchain and then you have sidechains for every club. For instance, can run a sidechain infrastructure. I'm sorry, I'm losing a little bit my voice today. So sports teams issue branded fan tokens. So if it is a big football club, like let's say FC Barcelona, they issue their fan tokens, their own fan tokens based just on their team. That ensures also that the votes are honored and that the smart contracts are used for storing the data. So they can also trade those fan tokens. That's the other cool thing. So really, the fan tokens, they're the ones that are designed specifically for a team, whereas Chiliz is the utility token built on the Chiliz chain. And then they have, on the top of that, they issue locker tokens, which we'll talk a little bit more after.
Thank you, Boris. Thank you for all that information. Can we kind of talk now about Chili's history and performance?
Yeah, they were created in 2018. They raised $66 million. And the other cool thing is they got quickly listed on most of the major exchanges like KuCoin, Binance, etc. The list is pretty exhaustive. At this point, Chiliz is very easy to find on pretty much all exchanges. So they use a significant amount of that $60 million to develop their main project, which is Socios, the app, which was launched in 2019. And after that, they had really a lot of major sports clubs joining in. So they have Paris Saint-Germain, they have FC Barcelona, Atletico de Madrid. Pretty much all the big teams these days are joining Chiliz. And they even have the country teams like Portugal and Argentina who have joined. The CEO, Alexander Dreyfus, is the current CEO, but he's also founded the company back in 2018. They're based in Malta, and they have about 300 employees in the company, and they have like 9 locations worldwide. The cryptocurrency is, they have a few different flavors. Of course, it's an ERC20 token, but it's also an ERC721 to be, it can be converted to an ERC721 when the fan tokens are purchased on Socios. And originally they were a proof of authority, which helped them, having a smaller number of verifiers and being able to run with less people than some of the bigger networks. So really what they're trying to do is they try to take some passive fans into active fans. And they do that with, of course, the fan tokens, with different engagements on the blockchain, the voting rights, which is very important, making proposals and things like that, decision-making rights on deciding, like we said, the starting lineup or deciding what the next color of the jersey should be, and so on and so forth. And they're also coming up with, they have the trading marketplace where you can trade different things. And the one thing they're coming up with is the Chiliz exchange, which allows you to really be the first tokenized exchange specifically designed for sports fans. So the other thing that they did is they have both Ethereum network, so they are an ERC20 token, but they also a BEP2 token, which is a token on the Binance Smart Chain. And then we have 3 tokens from Chiliz, which we'll go over real quick. First, the fan token. That's what we saw where you do your votes, all that stuff. Then you have the locker tokens. Locker tokens is when a team joins Chiliz and they want to create the token and develop the whole, ecosystem around their team. That's where you're going to be able to do some staking, which we'll also review a little bit later. But you can stake your tokens, your Chiliz token, helping that team build their ecosystem, which usually takes a 4 month before they can fully join Chiliz. So it's almost like there is a test ramp up period, which in the case that it failed, in the case that the team failed to join, maybe didn't get enough interest or something, everybody will see their Chiliz token being reimbursed. No one would lose any money. And then they have the ERC 1155 NFT, which is their standard for both fungible and non-fungible tokens. They also work with Engine Marketplace to develop some, digital collectibles. So you can use either Chiliz or Engine native token to buy on that marketplace. On the numbers, they released, whenever they did their distribution, they had about 35% of token sales and pre-sales, 22% user base reserve, 15% for their marketing operations, 15% for their strategic acquisitions, and then 3% for the board, 5% for their team, and 5% for deed investors. And the cool thing is, it's really a nice distribution. They didn't really serve themselves with gigantic rewards, so that's always good to see in an ICO. The total supply is 8 billion tokens, 8.8 to be more exact. And the current circulating supply is 5.3 billion. And their total market cap is around 1.3 billion. So they're one of the major projects. On the all-time high, the 87 cents per token was reached on March 13, 2021. And their all-time low was back in 2019. And when we see, if we look at Chiliz right now, they are around 20 cents. So definitely much lower than the 87 cents they reached when they were a all-time high. And we can see they've been doing some jumps. Even just a few days ago, Friday, they were at 26, almost 27 cents. And they've dropped since then. A little craze about the whole World Cup starting, that started yesterday on Sunday. So people get really hyped up on Chiliz. But like the rest of the market, not doing too well lately. You know, if we look at 90 days, it's been fairly flat. But if we look back at 180 days, they actually did come up, you know, so since June, they were sitting at 9 cents. So 9 cents, 20 cents, you know, I mean, roughly doubled in the period of about 180 days. But definitely if we look at 1 year, you know, they were around 50 cents. So they've definitely come down from their high, like the rest of the market. But there's a lot of hype around Chiliz. The World Cup is really helping. Another thing to note is that currently they're sitting at number 39, which is a good ranking. It's high enough that it's a big project and not too high that there's no opportunity. Now, it is kind of a niche market because we're talking only sports pretty much and entertainment. But right now they're mainly concentrated on sports. So they could go up definitely and reach number 30, maybe even number 25. I doubt they ever will be in the top 10 or even in the top 15 because it is still kind of a niche market.
Thank you, Boris. That was all interesting information. Can we kind of change gears and now talk about, you know, what they have been doing and what's in the future roadmap for Chiliz?
Yes, they are changing their proof of authority to a proof of stake authority. So it's kind of a bit of a mix between proof of stake and proof of authority, which will help them, you know, with the scalability, but also on the governance structure, help them also with staking, because lots of people, of course, are always looking to do some staking with their coins. So also they see a lot of opportunities in Web3. So they want to make sure that Web3 is mixed, you know, with the whole sports and entertainment industry. They are upgrading. Therefore, they're upgrading, you know, their chain, and they're gonna, you know, it's basically Chiliz chain 2.0. They will be staying on a EVM compatible chain, the Ethereum virtual machine, and it's also to help them being cross-chain compatible. So to be able to work with other blockchains, like they have now BEP2, which is the Binance Smart Chain, like we saw. But there are others that they want to do later on. And obviously, one of the things is they want to do all those things. So they increase the TPS, the transactions per second, as well as lower the costs because of Ethereum being a kind of a pricey blockchain to do certain things. But they're doing some, they're in the testnet phase of all those things, and it'll go through 6 stages until it reaches mainnet launch. So something that's coming in the near future. There is the exchange, which is Chiliz X, which is something new that they want to do. Not only you'll be able to do trades of the tokens from different sports team, but also you will be able to trade even BTC to USDT or Ethereum to USDT or Chiliz to USDT. So they are building their exchange so that it can take care of all the different tokens that are available. And like I said, you know, they have some really amazing team, you know, PSG and Manchester City and FC Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. So, and currently they have 59, a selection of 59 different fan tokens. So lots of great opportunities there.
Yeah, and can I just add something, Boris? For the
Sure.
people who don't want soccer, those are the top tier teams. Those are the Chiefs, those are the Bills, those are the, the Lakers, the Warriors of soccer. So just so you guys know, for the people who are not familiar with soccer, those are the top tier teams over in Europe. So keep that in mind too. Is they don't have bottom feeders in these soccer leagues. They do have some high tier teams. So keep that in mind too if you're not aware of who's a good team in soccer. So I just wanted to add that for the people who didn't know that, Boris.
Sure. And of course, they want to bring Web3 to the sports and entertainment world. So that's that's the reason why they're also building this exchange and adding more and more features in the near future. So Alexander Dreyfus, the CEO of the company, when he went to Web Summit, he created they did two panels. One of them was focused on what happens when sports and crypto collide, to study, and get ready for different things. The second one was a legend player, Alessandro Del Piero, who's really looking at what they can do with blockchain and how it will change the future of fandom. The fans, what can we do more for them, the experience, making it more interesting, and so on and so forth. So they're really looking right now to educate a lot of people in the world of sports, both on the team side so that the teams can be closer to the fans, and educating the fans on what it is that they can do with all those new technologies. And the main thing we've been seeing, they've been really, especially through 2021, they've been really signing up big deals, big money deals all over the world, not just Chiliz, but NFTs and exchanges and so on and so forth. So we see a lot of the fans being in the whole mix of this. And there is a lot of efforts on the sports team and the sports side to actually grow everything that's related to the blockchain, because they realize that that's going to help them really get everybody more involved into and the other thing that's important to know is that those fans, you have some diehard fans on several teams, people that will literally spend hours and hours a week making sure to take care of their own team and supporting them and doing all kinds of things. So making them even more involved is definitely probably the way to go in the near future for all of them. The last thing is metaverse. They also want to eventually get into that. It's still early. The metaverse is still very early. It's in its infancy right now. So they're not exactly sure what they're going to do yet, but they know that they want to get into it and do different things. Also with the Chiliz Chain 2.0, it's going to be their new layer 1 blockchains. So also, relying less on, let's say, Ethereum. Still can do Ethereum and ERC20 tokens and other chains, but also they're building also their own chain to make sure that everything remains very affordable and very fast.
Thank you, Boris. I appreciate that information. Can we kind of change gears here and talk about staking Chiliz? Can you stake Chiliz? Where should we stake Chiliz? And can you give us some tips, Boris?
Well, as usual, of course, the exchange, they offer some staking, Binance, Bitrue, OKX. However, we know the dangers of that in the light of Celsius, in the light of Voyager, in the light of FTX. So, but for those who feel still more comfortable staking there, it's still a possibility. The staking on Binance, I believe for Chiliz is 1.5%, but it's flexible, meaning you can cancel it at any time and take those coins off of the exchange. Of course, storing, you can store on pretty much any hot wallet or cold wallet out there, which probably is the smartest way to store right now if you want to be safe and not see your coins disappear. The other thing is the locker room, which we talked a little bit at the beginning. With the locker room, whenever a team is building a new fan token, they have to do it for 4 months. And during that time, they need people to actually purchase those fan tokens and so on and so forth to create the whole environment. And that's where you have the possibility of making 10% bonus yield. Now it's 10% yearly, so I think that I'm not sure if actually they pay yearly 10% or if it's a whole 10% on the tokens that you have purchased. It wasn't extremely clear on the stuff that I read, but you do get that reward. I would say it's probably great if you're trying to support a team that you would like to see come and join Chiliz, So that's one of the possibilities. And then, of course, as they're developing those new things that we talked about, and now that they're becoming a proof of stake authority consensus, there will be some more staking opportunities in the coming future. The last thing is you can stake on Bakery Swap, but be extremely careful with this because they tell you that they're going to give you 718% ROI, which is completely insane. That and usually those I've seen most of them fail miserably whenever you stake at 718%. Some of them it's 1% a day. Some other it's, whenever you see a crazy reward like they're offering on Bakery Swap, I'd be extremely worried because it's not sustainable. How can people ever give you 718%? So it's there for those that feel that it's no, it's gonna work out great or whatever. But that's definitely not something I would do. I think that you have 99% chances of losing your money going with those. So those are a little bit the staking possibilities that you see out there.
Thank you for that, Boris. I appreciate it. Can you now give us what the people are looking for? Can you dive into the price prediction and where you expect Chiliz to be in the next couple of years?
Yeah, so we're at 20 cents currently, and then by next year we should revisit, 30 to almost 40, around 40 cents. That is if we don't get, another black swan event like FTX. Otherwise, by 2025, 2027, we would probably go closer past the all-time high and get around $1 to $1.30, 50 by per token. And by 2030, we could see Chiliz past the $4 mark, maybe even getting close to $5 per Chili coin. So starting at 20 cents today, that's some pretty good return right there. That's definitely a token that can grow a lot, especially with the fact that, once again, what I like about a project like Chiliz, it's not just a project that's there to make money on crypto by doing DeFi on crypto, and it's like, there's no real world application on some cases. Here they have real world application, which is to take care of fans in the sports, especially in the sports world. And those fans, they spend a lot of money. They want to participate more. They want to have say so in different things. So to me, it's a pretty very interesting one to keep an eye on. I don't know that I would necessarily put a ton of money on Chiliz. I do have some Chiliz, some reasonable number, small part of the portfolio, but that one definitely has room to grow. And the fact that they were signed by some major clubs tells us that they believe in it as well. So it's important to see it's both on the fan side as well as on the sports club side that everybody kind of believes in that project. So it should have a pretty nice run on the next bull market.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Boris. From my side, that's all I have for today, but please feel free to add anything else.
That's it for us. So thank you very much. And thank you, Colton. We look forward to see you all on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.